Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss an important Leetcode problem, that is the number of islands. So in the previous videos we have already seen the description part of this particular problem, that what this problem statement is trying to tell us. And in this particular video we are going to discuss the approach as well as we are going to code it, this particular problem. So this is basically uh, available on the Leetcode platform. It is a medium level problem and the problem number is 200. Okay, now as we have discussed in the previous videos that this in this particular problem we are provided with a 2D grid where the 1 represent the land portion and 0 represents the water portion, and we need to count the number of islands that are formed. Suppose here one is here and in its adjacent position another one representing the land portion is here. So this is the part of the same island in a row wise manner or in the column wise manner. Suppose now in this particular example this complete thing is a part of the same island, so the solution will be 1. Okay, so suppose another case is there. Suppose a small case 110 110 001. In this particular thing the number of island is 2, because we have already seen that only the row wise sequence and the column wise sequence are going to be taken under the consideration, that adjacent elements in a row wise and the column wise manner will be counted as the part of a single island, not the diagonal one. Okay, so this whole will be the part of one island, and this particular one will be the part of another island. So now we will quickly move to the approach that we are going to use in order to solve this particular problem. Okay, so first we are going to make a variable count which will be initially be 0, and this will return the number of islands that are present in this particular thing. Okay, now first we need to iterate through this particular grid. So it is a 2D grid, so we need to take 2 for loops basically. Okay, so we have 2 for loops, and then suppose we are getting uh, 1 at any particular position. Suppose in grid I comma j is equal to 1, what we are going to do is we will call a function that is uh, suppose a function named pm we are going to call. We are going to discuss that what is inside this particular function. Then we are going to call this particular function pm, and after calling this function we are going to increment our count. Okay, count plus plus. And the most important thing is what is this particular function that we are going to use. So initially when it gets at any position when it gets 1, what it is going to do, it will quickly make it 0, so that we do not count it again and again. So it will make it 0, and now after making it 0, what it will do is it will recursively call the top, the right, the bottom, and the left part of this particular element, and it will do the same thing. It will turn it to 0 and call the top, left, right, and bottom. So in this particular case we can see now that this first element in the top position, we do not have any other element. So if we are going to call that particular function, it will give us some exceptions, and so is the case with in the left part also. So we will deal with this particular thing. Okay, we are going to deal with this particular thing. So after traversing through all the elements, when it is not getting any of the zeros, at any place it is not getting 1, it will come out of this function, and it will increment our count from 0 to 1, and then again this for loop will go searching for another elements that have 1 at their value part. Okay, so this is basically the whole thing that we are going to use in order to solve this particular problem. Now, how we are going to uh, deal with this particular exceptions? Okay, this is the important thing. So we all have seen that when we write a recursive function, so either we blindly call the function and then at the end we smartly choose the base cases so that we do not get any kinds of exception, or we smartly write the smartly call the function itself so that we do not require any of the base cases. So any of the two approaches can be used. So we are going to use the first one, that we are going to blindly call the recursive function, and at the end we are going to smartly use the base cases. So in this particular case, we are getting exceptions at the boundary conditions on this particular thing. Boundary condition. So we need to always check that I should always be greater than or equal to 0 for the left thing, and at the right end we need to do that I should be less than grid dot length. Okay, same goes for j also, that j should be less than or equal to 0, and then j should be less than grid 0 dot length. Okay, and one more thing we need to take it consider we need to consider it that uh, the element should be element's value should be 1. So grid I comma j should be equal to 1. Then we are going to call this particular function. Okay, so this is going to be the approach that we are going to use in order to solve this particular problem. Okay,